Hello and welcome to Orwell. Orwell is a little narrative game where we play as a watchdog trying to prevent crimes by reading private messages between people. So enjoy and see where it leads us. So we're gonna create a profile. We're gonna call ourselves Fitz. And we'll just take this old guy here. Next step. Yeah, I don't want to give them my email address. Of course, you gotta be careful about your own information. Please agree to the following terms. I'm aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. I'll work thoroughly and judge objectively in the best of my belief. While working, I'll adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. Okay. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. Your registration is now complete. So you're part of the Orwell program. Everything seems fine. Oh, with a police record. Story of China. And the terror attack. Episode 1. The clocks were striking 13. You're online. Good. Call me Symes. I'll be your advisor on Orwell. Together we'll form both the first and last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you're one of the first people to try out Orwell's system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants across the globe. Normally, congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there's been an incident, so let's get started. A little tutorial now. I've activated a reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access, and to highlight when there's new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the consideration. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. Okay, so headlines. The leading newspaper of the nation, fast, precise, and honest. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. Okay, Symes. Some advertisement here. So, the leading newspaper of the nation, fast, precise, honest. Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and killed 3. Bonton. Explosion destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Authorities receive strange letter. Negotiations in Triflith fail. Triflith. Pagisian presence aborts negotiations with oppositions. Violent riots in Triflith. Plan encourages renewal. Movie shooting complete. Shooting of Grey Shadows saga lasted for 4 years. Third party decided to hit movie theaters next Valentine's Day. And we can also read here. Into the movie shooting. A lot of seemingly less important side information. Yeah, but after a lengthy shoot in the hills of Bonton, self-proclaimed visionary director Sumichi Aaron announced that filming of his eagerly awaited romantic drama, 100 Grey Shadows, has finally come to an end. Announced via his timeline profile yesterday, the brash director said he was eager to begin post-production and the final editing stages before a conclusion to the Grey Shadow series would hit the cinemas on Valentine's Day next year. The third and final chapter in the Grey Shadow saga, previously released as being A Grey Shadow and Another Grey Shadow, was announced to be released almost 4 years ago, but was postponed numerous times due to the production problems. Fans have speculated that this was largely due to the breakdown of Hollywood power couple Betty Avon and Mike Medill, who have long-lasting quarrels during the filming as a result. One production hand was reported to say that these spats were getting out of control, and the completion of any scene featuring both actors was nothing short of pulling teeth. When we reached out to Robot Productions to get a comment, they declined the rumors and claimed them to be speculation. We're gonna check for the negotiations that failed here though. Pakistan president aborts negotiating opposition with Ireland, riots and Tripoli. Bain encourages renewal. So, peace negotiations in the riot-ridden Pakistan capital city Tripoli have been aborted without any result last night. Independent sources report that President Kassar abruptly cut off communication with opposition representatives as the latter represent a tangible plan for the organization of free elections. The news about the premature cancellation of the negotiations caused thousands of people to resume demonstrations in the capital. It has been reported demonstrators wearing hoods threw incendiary material into shop windows and onto cars. The police struggled to keep the situation under control. Prime Minister Blaine stated his worries about the negative developments regarding the political situation of the neighboring country and has requested both sides to resume diplomatic discussions. We want to serve the nation, army of the nation. But now the information on the bomb. So, here we see the destroyed Freedom Memorial. At approximately 7:50 p.m. on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated at the Freedom Plaza on Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an act of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirm that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, The Thoughts Are Free, had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. Interesting. So that will tell us a little bit more about what's actually going on. Maybe it's part of the failed negotiations at Triflith. So what's the unknown person? Our perpetrator, right? Profile holds all information on those we investigate. The file you found is our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. There we have her. So, Watergate Cassandra. The highlight elements in a record piece are pieces of data that were able to be extracted. Call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal the relevance of the case and any connection of information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. Okay, Miss Watergate. Yeah, your name. Arrest date, July 10th, 2016. Charge assault on police officer. Arresting officer Duncan Lloyd, holding facility Bonton Central PD. Suspect was arrested on site after Officer Franklin has been struck by an unknown object and became unresponsive. The protester at the origin of the assault were forcibly removed, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. The protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly removed where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. Why would she be the primary suspect? That's bullshit. I mean, for the sort of the police officer. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person. At the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has just been unlocked. We need this info to progress. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I do not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer, and you will see what I mean. How do we open that one specifically? It's in a new reader now, right? Is this woman a terrorist? Oh, so they immediately... No, they didn't immediately release the information. It's from July 25th, 2016. Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago remains in custody. Trial scheduled for August. Cassandra W., civil protester, anti-governmental terrorist. Bonton Central Police Department. Bonton, the case that keeps the media and the public guessing. Cassandra W., pictured above, who has allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession and has denied the accusation completely and has asked her fans to show her support. A trial now has been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the allegedly perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. Terrorists, I see. I can upload her profession. Oh yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance? It's good that you think ahead, but let's focus on the current objective first. I've held back a new document for you. I'll grant you access once you're done. The exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there, right before the explosion. Surely not a coincidence. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we are really dealing with. Great, you found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? You've extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators like yourself are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators, who will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress the case. Cassandra Port. Harboring outstanding art. Portfolio. Different picture here. We could update the portrait with something new. But this one is obviously less accurate. Hi, I'm Cassie, a wonderful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the rainbow. In Wonderland, right behind the rainbow, yeah, that is obviously nonsense. Glad you found me. Finally found it. I mean, AI would probably then tell you, yeah, she lives in Wonderland, right behind the world rainbow. It's a complete nonsense. Glad you found me. Finally found the courage to quit my dual day job, focus on my art career, and put my stuff on portfolio. Below you'll find a handpicked selection of my latest works. You can browse through them by clicking on the arrows on the left and right side on the pictures below. See something you like? Why, of course you do, because it's freaking awesome, isn't it? Leave a message on my UTEL account, the Cassie92, and tell me which piece you'd like. I'm gonna make a fine art print and ship it right away to your doorstep. Best thing, free of charge. Now off you go and have fun. My beloved furbolt's Kikiko. Definitely the only family I need. Yep, that beauty's me. I was never sure about the title though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter? Or Victim of Traditionalism in Pink? What do you think? A Christmas present for my darling. This was actually meant to be in private piece, but oh well. I'd had a hard time keeping it to myself. Okay, so she might be in a relationship then. Possible daughter of entrepreneurs? This is how we collect big data, right? We got her UTEL. And good, you found a chat handle. That will allow us to overhear any conversation on that account. The listener has now also been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. And she quit her job. Interesting. We should find out what that job was. Listener. On April 13th to an unknown person. Hey you. Hey Jossie. Can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. I'm in the middle of buying off Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from my desk. Can't stop me now. Oh, lucky for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Wine? What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Perhaps just a business call from one of his favorite clients. Actually, yes. That is exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. I'll upload that to Orwell. You know, I have a profile for a related person can be accessed via the profiler. Data chunks will only appear for targeted person can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. So, guess I better pick up shitloads of wine, and you'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine, she's a lightweight. Or whatever, I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents then? Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking about your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Yeah, maybe. Gotta go now, I'll text you later. Sorry, son. I think those are kisses, I don't know. Daughter of pharmaceutical people. Another related document. Watergate pharma entrepreneurs. That does ring a bell. Let's see what we have here. Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Watergate Pharmaceuticals, in which lies our industry-leading range of products, making an important contribution to your well-being. Below you find a small selection of our most popular products. Axolotl, Axolotl Forte, cough drops that fight against irritation of the throat based on natural herbs. Compensum, activating pills against migraines and strong headaches. Focusin, medication increase concentration and cerebral performance. Fural Active, medication for the alleviation of arthritic or joint pain. And Metharin, antidepressant to help stabilize your emotions, Spire, an all-around painkillers to dissolve in water, and Zemerol in the night. Soothing pills for a good night's rest, against occasional sleeping programs, and for acute application when suffering from insomnia. Might be the best ones for me then. Company. The name Watergate has been inseparable from progression and improvement of pharmaceutical research for more than 80 years. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is one of the nation's leading companies in the area of medicine, and at the same time is the largest medication exporter to all areas of the world. The business Watergate Pharmaceuticals Inc. has been in the hands of the Watergate family, owning and managing the firm ever since the foundation in 1931. Bruno Watergate, Chief Executive Officer. The CEO of Watergate Pharmaceuticals is Bruno Watergate, grandson of our founder, Edgar Watergate. Apart from working in the family business, Mr. Watergate is also the founder of Central Pharmacy Congress and the head of the charity foundation, Children of Parges. Dr. Alice Watergate. Dr. Alice Watergate, co-partner of the firm with her husband, Bruno, holds a PhD in biology and chemistry. She leads the research and development laboratories here at Watergate Pharmaceuticals. Cassandra Watergate, Junior COO. Carrying the family tradition to the next generations, Alice and Bruno's daughter Cassandra will join in the executive ranks. Her business acumen, unique flair will write the next chapter of our 85-year strong legacy. So we're a junior CEO. Appointed to be CEO of a pharmaceutical company, probably by one of her parents. Being an artist and a junior CEO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she had quit a dull job, didn't she? Yep. And you're the daughter of them. Alice Watergate mother. Ah, no, I see. Keeping it a family affair. Well, we don't need a new portrait. Documents that you have already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. The National Brawler just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. See what jobs they have. Watergate Pharmaceuticals is currently looking for suitable candidates for the following positions. Please address all applicants to Josephine Marquardt, Head of HR Jobs at watergatepharma.tna. We are urgently looking for a Chief Operating Officer to replace the retired formerly appointed predecessor. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. What we expect: many years of work experience in a leading management position, preferably in pharmaceutical industry, deep knowledge of the pharmacy market, master's degree in business economics or similar, language proficiency in English, French, Chinese desirable, a traditionally oriented character with a mindset that is nevertheless open for new challenges, a competitive and motivated spirit. We offer an ambitious and challenging role for high responsibilities at one of the most renowned pharmaceutical companies in the country, a safe job in one of the most stable and promising industries. Competitive salary. Competitive salary is always like, you barely get anything for what you do. Because you gotta stay competitive. A dynamic team with friendly and cooperative atmosphere. So it's hell working there. Research internship. As a research intern, you will be a scientific research team for 3 to 6 months in support with your assistant. We expect undergraduate studies or postgraduate of biology, chemistry, biochemistry, and similar fields, reliability, and team spirit. We offer an interesting insight in an exciting, fast-moving industry, a dynamic team with friendly and cooperative atmosphere. If you cannot find any position that matches your qualifications, we are still happy to receive your application. We'll then keep your CV in our candidate database in order to contact you as soon as matching vacancies reopen. Yeah, what companies even do nowadays. This is a ghost job. We don't actually hire anyone, but we want to have your data available so we know whether we should message you later on. In like half a year or a year. When we don't need you, when you don't need it, the job anymore because you've gotten a new one. Or you're already dead because you didn't get any money. So, procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions? Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. Investigation into the malicious injury of a police officer. All forces you've encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When extra one of the data chunks contain a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I highly recommend that you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed, though this is of your decision. Once information has been parsed, there is no way to reverse your choice. Let's see. Investigating the malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to a lack of evidence. Speculate that the accused parents manipulated the trial. A very interesting newspaper that they manipulated the trial apparently, even though there's a lack of evidence, and I think there's a clear lack of evidence. Bonton. The case that has been at the center of media attention for the last month has finally come to an end. Cassandra W. was acquitted of the allegedly assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to a lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should the new evidence be discovered. The suspect's lawyer, Joseph Langley, pictured above, welcomed the outcome as, at no point has there ever been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The Reverend defense attorney commented during a post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, the relatives of the victim expressed their disappointment on hearing the result of the lawsuit. They openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in their favor. The victim, a father of 2 young sons, was rushed into hospital after the incident mid-July, where he is still in induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. I feel sorry for him, but it was definitely lack of evidence. Ah, I saw what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. Currently I'm thinking our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between those 2 lives of her. What may have caused this radical shift. I'll check the headlines in a second. Birthday. September 13th, 1992. Another more happy profile. Interests. Art, music's activism. So let's continue. Art, music, activism. What a lineup. So let's see. Woohoo! First day in freedom, far away from the checkouts of Watergate Farmer. What? Who's gonna pay you for stuff now? Mommy and Daddy won't like this. Listen, Jake, I'm not a daddy's little girl anymore. My art already got me a lot of money, more than enough to pay all my bills. Don't you worry about me. Despite its puppets of the state, you finally managed to destroy us entirely. There's nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all of you government lackeys. Most painfully, Cassandra. Sweet, what does it matter? Totally doesn't sound like you. We've hung out for ages. You gotta get from time to time. You'd feel much better. Mary, shut your freaking mouth, okay? I'm not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again, I cannot deal with this right now. Oh? You know what? I'm so really sorry that I still care about my best friend, no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. But in that case, that's in the past now. Cassandra's in a relationship with Joseph Langley, not a member. In a relationship with her lawyer? The world actually wrote about me being freaking redeemed of this shit, but surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculations of my parents buying me out. Makes the clicks count go boom, doesn't it? At least you're redeemed now. Wanna blow some steam together with a little late night shopping tour? Not today, I have this date this evening. Oh. Who's the lucky one? Case closed. Congratulations, I've never had any doubts about it. Kiddo, you're my heroine in both the heroic and drug way. Thousands came onto the plaza, but no proof. We have shown the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and to mislead the people into believing false promises. Camps for safety? One big lie. Wow, I'm so happy for you. I knew everything would be okay in the end. Should I have an awesome Cassandra Freedom party on Friday? Thank you guys, I'm so happy. I'm sure you heard the loads fall off my mind. Ed Harrison, yeah, we'll totally write an article on our blog. Jude, of course, I'm so in. That concert was amazing. So amazing that I just had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? Oh my god, what happened to your beautiful hair? Why didn't you ask me before to go to the stylist? We could have gone together. Cassie's going punk. Did Mommy and Daddy agree with that? Looks nice, that's a whole new you. You also need a new name then. What about Cassartus? That's clever, me likey. So henceforth, Cassandra should be known as Cassarthus. That's very good. I'd like to invite you to our little activist group. If you want to join us, it would be nice to have you with reporters to Freedom Plaza on Friday. That is interesting information. We'll do that all in a second. Just discovered this hot new band, The Targets. Man, do they rock hard. They are playing a concert in a cell next week. Who's coming along? Mary, I'm looking at you. Punks? Not really my style. Sorry, Cass, can we just go see Shiri Chic sometime? They're not just some punks. The lead singer's a real cutie, and they've got this cool guitarist girl. Plus, they've got a message. What's not to like? No, sorry. It's not for me. Bah, alrighty, you're missing out. Oh la la, having an amazing shopping tour with Mary, my best friend of all time. We really should consider paying a visit to a hairstylist soon, darling. Well, that's what happens when you do my hair, so okay, they're still friends. Mary Blythe, the best friend. How sweet. A little activist group. An activist group. Is there anything more specific? Her nickname is Cassarthus. An alias name. You know people on the web. So many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every alias. Then we can match data chunks to target person whenever they are using them. Cassandra in a relationship with Joseph Langley. Possible relationship there? Or maybe just a joke that she loves her. With a lawyer? Might be noteworthy. And fuck all of you government lackeys. Well, well, Miss Watergate. We aren't too fond of you either. Okay, what else can we find now? Crime rate continues to drop. The Minister of Security has presented latest numbers on crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. The Minister of Security has presented last numbers on crime statistics in the country. Never before have there been so few violent crimes. Delacroix gave a press conference earlier this morning, photo of Ministry of Security. On Thursday morning, the Ministry of Security published a new crime statistics report for the preceding year. According to the report, the number of recorded criminal offenses decreased by 4.8% in comparison to last year. The crime rates have been continuously declining over the past several years as a direct result of the implementation of the Safety Bill. Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix appeared very pleased by these numbers and declared this development and outstanding result of a successful safety policy. When confronted with the recent assault in Bonton, she once again admitted the ambitious goals of the government have not yet been accomplished. She further mentioned that activities are currently being established which will have a considerable impact preventing further incidents. Let's see, the safety bill. Safety bill's passed, party is elected into government. Crimes per 100,000 population. I see it was growing before, but then declining. But it was passed where it was already declining. The safety bill is a collection of safety-centered laws and statutes created with the ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizen. Central to the safety bill is a simplified, sped-up process of taking investigative measures against criminal suspects and their prosecution, as well as the provision of an increased budget for safety-related expenses. The safety bill also paved the way for stricter regulation concerning immigration and general travel into or transiting through the nation. It also became mandatory to inform employers whenever an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Since the safety bill has come into effect in 2011, the total numbers of acts of crime and terrorism committed have been decreasing continuously, and the trend is ongoing to date. Parker's peacekeeping mission. The terrorist incidents of year 2008 was the terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from Pargas. Premature retreat. You know, with Afghanistan, the premature retreat. The interesting thing is this game was released before they retreated from Afghanistan. Like, this game is, I think, from 2016. So, way older than what we experienced then during the Biden terms. The terrorist incident of 2008 was a terrible consequence of the premature retreat of our troops from Pargas, a region torn by civil unrest for years. By the order of the previous government, to fix our predecessor's mistake, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region, for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. After Parker's peacekeeping mission has been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to a neighboring country to perform tasks including the distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health and hygiene products to mostly impoverished population, the rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding the law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bomb shells, training local police and military forces. Due to a recent stabilization in Pargas, we have been able to reduce the number of stationed forces while leaving the overall goals of peacekeeping mission intact. Leaders of the nation. Robert Blaine. Prime Minister Blaine, as much as remarkable visionary as unmatched leader, is a member of the party in the fourth generation. When the surprising death of the previous leader of the party, Mrs. Goddard, left behind a power vacuum, it was the young Robert Blaine who stepped up and was elected as the new head anonymously. Just in this exemplary case, Mr. Blaine will take initiative wherever possible. It is not to relent until the party's ambitious goals have been achieved. It reminds me a little bit of Trump with that hair. Just saying, even though I don't think the Trump presidency was even in the news back then. Or was it? I don't know. Mr. Gallagher, one of the most seasoned members of the party, is in charge of the Ministry of Economy and Trade. As such, he is directly responsible for reduced tax levels for big and medium-sized corporations, as well as the resulting decline of the unemployment rate. And our Minister of Security, Catherine Delacroix, dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on interior, was formed directly after elections in 2009. Just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix, Ms. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of the first Secretary of Security. She is best known for the inception of the safety bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. And Peter Faulkner, the Commander-in-Chief of the nation's forces, has not tired to stress the importance of stability in the nation's neighboring countries. To that end, Mr. Faulkner created a peacekeeping mission, which played a key role in the prevention of terrorist activity occurring on the nation's soil. Yeah, the safety bill again. Positions of the party, the 5 great pillars. Safety and security. We firmly believe in strict safety regulations and mechanisms to preserve the life and well-being of every individual. Economy and commerce. A strong economy equals a strong society. This is why we strive for constant healthy growth. Values and tradition. Our culture origins as well as the significance of family and communal life must be cherished. Gating immigration from and intervening in foreign countries are necessities to uphold law and order in our own. Rock-solid education and healthcare systems are the foundations of a great future. Participate. Become a part of the party. There are many ways in which you can contribute to a nation's success. Becoming involved with the party is a huge one. If you're willing to give your all for the brighter future of the nation and consequently afterward, come and join us. Find out how. Donate. The party is always grateful for donations of any amount. Your gift will directly help the party and continue its course to build a stable, safe, and positively conservative nation. Volunteer. Support the local group of volunteers to get in touch with the nation's leaders and champions. The topics that matter the most to you and your family. And become a member. Being a member of the party is a life-altering calling as you will represent the party in political matters on a communal or national level. Get in touch and apply to us. And join the army of the nation. The party is a big promoter of a direct service to the homeland. If you think you have it in you to defend the freedom of the nation in foreign countries and help stabilize them, get enlisted now. Oh, listener, something new? Another session of Joseph Langley. Hey, did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me, you know I have a history of that place. Only fucking me up enough that we have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. Ugh. Should have never gone to that damn protest. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not to me. I was so happy when Goldfelds accepted me into thought. I desperately wanted to go, to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way. If not gone to the protest, then you'd never have been wrongfully indicted, and we would have never met. Yeah, and I would have not been called a terrorist at all the papers. You're not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ka-ching! Was that supposed to be my credit cards in the cash register? Something like that, I guess. I hope you like, Chateau Margaux. Great, so you've decided to bankrupt me. Yes, sir. Always ready to pull the money out of innocent pockets. Anyway, I got the good stuff. Now I'm headed to my handsome boyfriend Joseph for dinner. Here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. I'm surprisingly out of schedule and I can't postpone it. You gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How can you consider to do this to me? Darling, please just calm down. Have you taken a metharin? Yes, damn it. One thing that matters to you is I'm on fucking happy pills all day. Darling, please, nothing like that, and you know it. Just keep your mouth shut, whatever leave me hanging. I'm sure at this point I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? I don't understand you. You risk losing every important client of yours. Don't you risk losing the very important clients of yours now? Cassie, don't be that. I guess I'm not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Going home now in case I'm getting on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. A breakup maybe? Ah, session closed. So, she needs to take metharin. What is the metharin? Can you look that up for me, please? Yeah, I will. we know that already. Thought. Co-member of thought, let's see. An activist group called Thought. Interesting, maybe this would influence her. And who is Goldfeld? Should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. And she catches a bus there every day. So it might just be a coincidence then. Mere presence there before the bombing could be a coincidence after all. I'll reserve my thoughts until I find more evidence. Her products. Metharin, antidepressant. She might be emotionally unstable if she's relying on this medication. Looking what you have extracted so far, we are dealing with potentially dangerous personality. I'll indicate that to law enforcement. Okay. But, looking at the time, I hope you enjoyed it so far, because this is what we're gonna do. Slowly create profiles on people, and get them arrested for crimes that they hopefully did commit. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.